It's Rob here. So I'm going to put out another video, and this has to do with California becoming a sanctuary state. Most of you have already heard the news that California is going to become a sanctuary state. I want you to look at this picture right here of this woman. I want to explain this to you, and then we're going to watch a series of videos. And it's in kind of a chronological order of, it's 3 videos, and we'll just, one from back during the winter, and then kind of it leading up to now. This is Madeline Ruggiero, Knoxville mayor. Now, become a citizen today, naturalize now, New American Democracy Campaign, www.newamericandemocracy.org. And if you look down at the small letters, Partnership of Latino Victory Foundation and National Partnership for what? New Americans. So in one slogan there, we have the word what? New American 3 times. 3 times on one little billboard. 3 times. New American, because the idea here is a new America. You see, you have to replace the old America. You have to get rid of the people like you and I, who are the Christians and the patriots, and you have to bring in the people who are the antithesis of us. You have to destroy the laws so you can create new laws. This is why all this has taken place. This is part of prophecy that's been going back, man, thousands and thousands of years. I want you to look at this guy's shirt, and then we'll get on to it. No ban. No wall, no deportation, no discrimination, California sanctuary. Kind of about sums it up, doesn't it? Undocumented and unafraid. Why do they need to be afraid? There's no reason. What's going to happen is that from California to New York, you're going to see a massive gun grab. If you're going to change the laws, you got to take the guns. You look at Europe, you look at Scandinavia, you look at Australia, they had to get the guns. They haven't been so fortunate in the United States, but they have to get the guns. If you don't go along, it could start out with a fine, restrict you, lose your job, something medical. It's something to keep you in their loop, in their system. Inevitably, they will threaten you with prison. This has a strong effect on people, emotionally and mentally, spiritually. It depresses them, it confuses them, hurts them. And many people get down. Many people want to cowboy up. They want to man up. They want to get mad, and they want to fight. I've never told you not to fight, ever. I would never tell you that. I will defend myself. I will defend my family, and I will do it well. Somewhere in there, people, there is balance of how we need to handle all this. And you can only get that balance through the Almighty Father. That's the key to it all.
Of a very good book. The book is called Taxifornia 2016. Great book, all about California, taxes and politics over there. Written by James Lacey, a frequent guest of this program, and he's with us today. James, it looks to me like this is a very serious effort to make California a sanctuary state, and it looks to me like it is going to happen. All the moves have been in the right place.
Well, you know, it's really an act of grandiose political narcissism. The bill extends to grammar school police. So now California is going to make certain that high school and grammar school police don't assist the federal government in enforcing immigration laws. It's just ridiculous. But the fact is, California already is something like a sanctuary state. In 2014, we passed something called the Trust Act, and the Trust Act directed state employees to not assist in the federal enforcement of immigration laws. And as a result of that, even the Obama administration in the summer of 2016 through Loretta Lynch threatened to withhold $135 million in a federal grant from the state because of the lack of cooperation. Okay. This is one of the reasons why the state legislature hired Eric Holder at $25,000 a month to preserve those funds.
Is it going to happen? Is California going to declare itself a sanctuary state?
I don't think that there's any stopping it.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you, according to a poll by UC Berkeley in late 2015, 74% of the state opposes sanctuary cities. So this is really a crime issue. Crime is on the rise in California. Violent crime is up 10%.
All right.
The sanctuary city policies that are in place now result in 650 criminal aliens being let out on the street every single month.
Oy.
So we have this toxic stew that the liberals bring to us where we're going to have more criminals on the street and less money.
I got it, James. I've got to run, but you're telling me it's going to happen. And that's a surprising thing. James Lacey, everyone, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, California is one step closer to becoming a sanctuary state. KPIX5's Jackie Ward tells us a bill that would limit how local and state police can interact with ICE is now on the governor's desk.
Late Friday night, after the state assembly approved Senate Bill 54 on a 50-25 vote, the state Senate cleared it 27-17. The bill that would make California a sanctuary state is now in the hands of Governor Jerry Brown, who in the past has expressed his support for it. San Francisco GOP Vice Chair Howard Epstein thinks Governor Brown should reject this bill.
I'm hoping he vetoes it and shows some common sense. Why do these people think they only have to cooperate with laws they approve?
Democrats started pushing to get this bill passed back in January, less than a week after President Trump signed an executive order threatening to withdraw some federal grants from established sanctuary cities like San Francisco. If passed, the bill would prohibit law enforcement officials from asking about a person's immigration status or from participating in immigration enforcement efforts. Senate President Kevin De Leon is the sponsor and insists law enforcement will cooperate with immigration officials when it comes to violent felons.
Public safety for all, at the same time protecting law-abiding residents who have been in this country for many, many years, if not decades.
In addition to public safety, Epstein thinks this will be bad for the state's economy, too.
Some people would move out. I think businesses would think twice about expanding here.
Yet supporters of the bill say the legislation is exactly what it will take for families living in California and fearing deportation to not be scared anymore. Jackie Ward, KPIX 5.
But now here's what's going on. The California Senate passed a bill to become a sanctuary state. It's headed to the Assembly and on to Governor Jerry Brown for signature. Joining us now, Sheriff Thomas Hodgson. He's been arguing that sanctuary city officials, they should be arrested for breaking the law. Now, Sheriff, it's good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming on. What do you think of this California bill? What do you think of this California bill about the sanctuary state?
Well, I think it's another setback for America and certainly for the citizens of California. And you're essentially having elected officials who are now saying that they won't contact Immigration Customs Enforcement in instances where someone is charged with human trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon. I mean, that amounts, in my view, and I think there's a very strong argument for this legally, to elected officials creating a system whereby they are harboring and concealing the criminal illegal aliens at the expense of the safety of the people of California.
Including the safety of many immigrant communities that they are, find safe harbor in. And we understand, what is going on with those issues there. But my question to you, sir, do you think that California officials who support this, do you think they should be arrested?
Well, absolutely. They're complicit in harboring and concealing people by creating this protection for them. And the law is very clear. Under Section 8, Title 8, 1324 of the U.S. Code, it says anyone who harbors or conceals someone they know to be in the country illegally is guilty of a felony, up to 5 years in prison per alien that you help to harbor and conceal.
Sheriff, what was really striking was the University of California at Berkeley, UC Berkeley poll. Look at this. It showed 3/4 of Californians themselves don't want sanctuary cities. The numbers are striking. Of course, a majority of Democrats, but the majority of Hispanics, 2/3, oppose sanctuary cities. But citizens would either have to wait until the next election or call for a special election to vote on this. I mean, shouldn't voters be allowed to deal with it right now? Why can't voters weigh in? Even the LAPD is against this sanctuary state bill.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. We have elected officials who don't recognize their oath that they took to protect and serve the people that elected them. Instead, they're looking to represent people who came in the country illegally, don't belong here, and are committing crimes against these very people they're supposed to be representing. So, yes, I think if there's a way that they could recall some of these elected officials, they ought to move on that. This is a government by and for the people. And we're sick and tired around this country of elected officials who are deciding which laws they're going to obey or not at the expense of the people, as I said, who elected them. And that's not what their oath was about.